Teke, listen, the one thing we don't want to do here is be overly repetitive. So I think we need to cross the bridge fairly fast here because things are moving quickly here with Judge. I mean, there's stories everywhere already, whether it's the Dodgers, who may jump in the mix according to SI and might be willing to move Mookie Betts to second base, or obviously the Giants who are coming with a boatload of money. Listen, we're on the record. No disrespect. The Yankees need to move on from Brian Cashman. That is the opinion of this show. But whatever the Yankees are thinking about doing, they need to do fast because they've got a lot of business and they got a lot of vultures flying around this situation.
Well, the challenge with moving on from Brian Cashman is that if you bring in someone else, they're going to have to do their own independent evaluation of Aaron Judge. Now, it should be pretty straightforward. But if you bring in a new general manager, that general manager is going to want say over what his roster is going, or her roster is going to look like right now. And so the Aaron Judge situation gets a little bit dicier because now all of a sudden he hits full free agency before. There's that little period before free agency happens.
That little exclusivity.
Where they only can negotiate with the New York Yankees. And, that kind of gets thrown out the window if Brian Cashman is not your general manager because you got to find who's going to be the general manager at that point. Look, I know Aaron Judge wants to be a New Yorker and play for the New York Yankees, not the Mets.
Okay,
wants to be a New York Yankee, but they have to come correct with the offer. That's really all it comes down to. So this exclusivity period for the Yankees, it better be correct. It better not be a fair offer.
No, I hear you.
It better be the right offer for the superstar that Aaron Judge has become. Otherwise, he gets into those really murky waters of the Dodgers now and the Giants and maybe even the Rangers. Who knows, right? I don't know. It could be anybody, but that's the last thing the Yankees would want.
Yeah,
because then it's out of their control.
I think he wants to stay here, but I don't know if I'm as sold as you are. I don't know. This report, I was reading the story. I heard Gio reference it driving in, and then I dug into it. It's on NJ.com, and the article points to several signs that he might want to leave. Now, the fact that he's still bothered, reportedly by Brian Cashman leaking the details of the contract offer, I mean, that was a horrendous move by Cashman, and we obviously said that in real time. We were turned off by that, and he evidently was as well. But apparently he was pretty turned off by the way the fans abused Joey Gallo. I mean, this is an interesting article. The way they abused Aaron Hicks, and, abuse is a code for me, I don't know if it was abuse. I just think it was a reaction to a completely substandard performance. But if Aaron Judge doesn't like the way some of his buddies were treated, if Aaron Judge doesn't, believe in the direction of this team, which to me is a very interesting part of the equation, because I remember saying at some point over the summer, I said, hey, listen, everybody's worried about or aware of the fact that somebody could come with a blank check and blow the Yankees out of the water. That's the obvious. But what I kept saying to Tiki and to you guys is that what if Aaron Judge doesn't think he can win here? And I know that almost seems blasphemous, but they haven't won. And they're actually regressing because they weren't even really competitive against the Houston Astros. So you start throwing the Dodgers out there as per this SI report. Can you imagine? Let me ask you this. If the Dodgers come with whatever the requisite number is, 310, 318, whatever the number is, right? Everybody's coming with the number. But if the Dodgers come with the same amount of money as the Giants and the Yankees, and the Dodgers say, hey, listen, we're moving Mookie Betts to second base, and we're doing this, that, and the other thing, and what is the Yankees' plan? Like, it's one thing to offer the proper money to Judge, but now, if I'm Aaron Judge, I want to know how the hell am I going to win? What is the Yankees' plan?
That's a good question. You forgot to mention about BT when you were talking about how Joey Gallo was treated, how Aaron Hicks was treated. You forgot to mention how Aaron Judge was treated, how he got booed a couple of times this year. So that he's familiar with it, personally familiar with it. But the part about the plan is interesting because most teams who win championships, and this is all sports, but particularly in baseball, there is an intentionality about it. It is. Look at what the Phillies did this offseason. We're going to go get these bats to help us compete when it matters. And they're in the World Series. Look what the Padres did, even though they fell short against the aforementioned Phillies. But when you just look at what the Astros did. Oh, Carlos Correa, you want to break the bank with? We don't think so. We got this kid that we've been, kind of grooming a little. He's going to come in and take it. He's fantastic, right? There's got to be a plan. And for the last few years, the Yankees' plan, if you want to call it that, has not been up to snuff. It's flawed and ineffective, and it ultimately leads to disaster come the postseason. And we can see it.
You better believe he can see it.
The fans can see it.
He can feel it.
The fans talk about it from beginning of the season to the end of the last game of the season.
All off season.
So you know that Aaron Judge hears it and knows it and sees. He's got to be. He may be boys with Joey Gallo or Aaron Hicks, whoever it may be, but he also knows that they're not the right guys to help him win a championship. So you hope they turn into good players, but they clearly were not. Without a plan, that's a side I didn't even think of. But if other teams come with a plan, because that's what teams do when you're recruiting high value free agents.
Yep.
You come with a plan. This is what we're going to do. This is how we see you fitting in. We are winning a championship because XYZ is going to happen. If the Yankees don't also have that, the money might not be the deciding factor.
That's what I'm saying. 877-337-6666. Tiki and Tierney on the Fan. We're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you, you always get the guarantee lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Gotta love watching the Pats get their asses handed to them last night. Jets of the Pats this weekend. Giants in Seattle. Obviously, we'll get a lot of football in today. Julian Love joins us at 11:30. But that is the part that nobody's talking about. But that is very well might be the part that greases his exit. Like, the Yankees are going to come with the money. Let's not be dopes here. And if they don't, then we just rip the stadium down. We revolt. I say that kind of kiddingly, but at that point, then the Yankees are no longer the Yankees. There's nothing else to decipher. The Yankees will come with the money. So, but I don't know if they'll come with this other money. There was another article that I read today in the Post, John Heyman, right? He's got a 4-point plan to restore the Yankees. Number one, you re-sign Judge. Number two, you either sign Verlander to obviously strengthen the Yankees, but also weaken the Astros. Now, if he's not, open to leaving the Astros, then you go after Carlos Rodon. You get him, right? Okay. Then you sign either Trey Turner, and based on the possible mechanics of the Dodgers moving Mookie to second, and then maybe doing some other things, they would be then amenable to letting Trey Turner go, which frees up about $100 million for the Dodgers, which then obviously opens up them to get Judge. But from the Yankee point of view, sign Turner or Correa, and then sign Edwin Diaz. This is now, it's a really good plan. I think all Yankee fans will be pumped that comes to fruition. Here's the problem. I don't think Cal Steinbrenner's going to do that.
Yeah, he doesn't want to spend that much money.
He's not doing that.
You're going to go get Correa, but what does that do to the
I don't
young
want
guys?
Correa's, but Trey Turner's I don't want Correa. Turner's different. Correa, I don't want Carlos Correa. Now, I wouldn't have minded him getting 20-something at bats this series against the Astros because we'd be better, but Carlos Correa doesn't move the needle for me. If it's not Turner, then I'm going to roll with some of these young kids. But that is the plan. And think about that, guys. For all the other years, and maybe newspapers aren't quite what they used to be, whatever, but all the years when seasons end, you just go to the news, you pick up the Post, right? And you read so-and-so's outline for so-and-so to fix things, right? And especially specific to the Yankees, never did we flinch about a plan that entailed an exorbitant amount of money. But when you read John Heyman's plan, re-sign Judge, get Verlander or Rodon, get Turner or Correa, sign Edwin Diaz, who thinks that that's actually plausible for these Yankees?
It sounds like a great plan, but I don't have the faith that they're actually going to execute.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it sounds interesting, and it sounds like, hey, that's a championship winning offseason.
It would fix quite a bit,
but that's not happening.
I don't think so either. And what does that say about the state of the Yankees when we can so quickly? Now, it doesn't mean that Hal can't pivot, but when almost none of us think that that's a possibility. Wow. All right, Tiki. 877-337-6666. Let's get to you. Cooper, Suffern. What's up, Coop? How you doing?
Doing great. How are we doing, gentlemen?
What's up, buddy?
Really enjoying this. So let's talk Yankees. Let's talk Hal spending money. Let's talk Cashman moving on. Let's talk Judge. Let's start with Judge. So you're both in favor of retaining Judge.
Yes.
What,
Are you not?
What limits? What? No, I am with the world famous asterisk. So to me, 31 years old, has some history of injuries in the past. He's a big guy. 6 years. To me, it's 6 years. I'm willing to go to even $40 million a year, but I'm not looking for a 38-year-old guy who can only play 110 games. You got to put him at DH. We're just kicking the can. Thoughts?
Yeah, keep going.
I think we lost
Okay.
him. Oh, go ahead. You're there? Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. So I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Well, first of all, by the way, it almost seems blasphemous to entertain a world after the season he just gifted us without Aaron Judge in a Yankee uniform. There is a practical side, okay, to that equation that does make sense, that I am at least willing to entertain based on the needs of the Yankees and where he is age-wise.
This means not signing Aaron Judge and rebuilding in a different way.
Yeah, I don't want to rebuild with Cashman, though. That's the whole thing.
Or constructing in a different way.
But I don't want Cashman to be the architect.
But if you get rid of
If you
Aaron
tell me Theo's coming here or Billy Bean, I'll say, okay,
but if you move off
or
from
the guy
Aaron
for the Brewers.
Judge, what are you left with? There really
a lot of
isn't-
money
Yes, but
and a lot of youth.
But does money and losing placate a Yankee fan base?
I'm not worried about placation. I'm worried about winning. And here's the bottom line.
You're not going to win.
But you didn't win with him.
Yeah, I mean, you won 99 games.
But you got swept.
Yeah, but I hear you, but that's not Aaron Judge's fault.
100%. It's not Aaron. Now, but it's not his fault. But let's be real. He did nothing in the playoffs. Here's the problem with baseball. Aaron Judge will never have the season even remotely like he just had.
Mm-hmm.
And they still were nowhere near good enough to win. And I think you have to at least incorporate the possibility, man, I hate saying this, but I think it's part of the conversation of maybe a more fruitful future without him. If the money's dispersed properly. I mean,
I just don't.
How do you disagree with that?
Because I just don't know what else there is.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean that if there's something else out there it won't work out.
Yeah, but
the Astros just let Correa go. Pena won the American League Championship Series MVP. Best player on the field.
Yeah, but Carlos Correa, as good as he is, he's not Aaron Judge.
I understand that, but they've let other guys go. Springer's in a different uniform as well. They've let other guys go.
Yeah, but it doesn't feel like the Yankee way.
I agree, but these don't feel like the Yankees either. I don't want to be the bad guy here. I love Judge. I mean, my 7-year-old will be shredded. Not that you guys care about, but I do. But there's the dad aspect, and then there's the building of a championship aspect. And, this is not LeBron at the age of 27 or Kobe or Shaq or Wilt or Kareem or Dr. J or Isaiah Thomas or Hakeem Olajuwon or any other all-time great, Elgin Baylor, Clyde Frazier. Baseball is different. You won 99 games. This guy gave us one of the best seasons ever, and you were nowhere near a championship. The conversation can occur. It's not unfair to incorporate a Yankee future without Judge. That can be discussed. 877-337-6666. All right. You think I'm nuts? I want him to stay. I do think he stays. But you heard what I just said about the other part of the equation.